Hello everybody and welcome to Your World on a Canvas. Today we are going to talk about the disparity in pay, accommodations, and everything else between the WNBA and the NBA. Now, the pay of an average WNBA player is at the level of an entry-level Wall Street executive. Are we saying that these ladies are entry-level? Because that's what's going on here. Most of the coaches in the WNBA are men. There are maybe 2-3 assistants that are female in the NBA, and they're not even the top level assistants. I believe there's only one female assistant in the NFL, and that's neither here nor there. But and she played for the coach for the San Francisco 49ers last year. There were commercials all about her and everything, but we're talking about the NBA and the WNBA right now. It's sad. It's really sad to see that the men are paid more. You know, we hear stories, oh, he's not fundamentally sound, you know, he lacks the fundamentals. These players come out of college and they do not have the basic skills. It's all predicated on athleticism, right? And you know, they harp on it, but yet they still go on and they draft them very high. Case in point, was it Josh Jackson? The Celtics had wanted him, but Phoenix ended up picking him up, and now he's down in the G League. It was mostly about his athleticism, and that's all he had. Women are fundamentally sound. It's only recently that you've seen women dunking in the WNBA. Who was it? Lisa Leslie was the first female to dunk in the WNBA. And now you've seen a couple of high school females dunk in a dunk contest, the McDonald's All-American game. I mean, these women are becoming, the evolution of their bodies are allowing them to become more athletic. The more the women's game is shown, the better the athletes become, just like the NBA. Think about when the Dream Team went over to Europe and they were kicking everybody's behind. The original Dream Team. They were kicking everybody's behind, and these Europeans were proud of it. But fast forward, and look who we have. Dirk Nowitzki, Luka Doncic, the Unicorn, and lesser players like Dragic, who plays for the Miami Heat. Steven Adams, all these because of the evolution of the game and what they saw, because it was promoted. The NBA knows that the WNBA does not have the financial support. With the billions and billions of dollars that the NBA makes, they should be able to throw their marketing arms around the WNBA and shore up the support in the areas where they need it, but they do not. Adam Silver, highly disappointing. Now, man, you know, I love the fact, you know, of all the things you did, you know, when David Sterling, you know, the private conversation he had, though he had a mistress of color, he still spoke derogatorily about women. It shows you the mindset of these 1%ers. Think about George Washington. No, I'm sorry, not George Washington. It was Thomas Jefferson, right? And Sally Hemings. Think about it. The room where she stayed at was barely bigger than my broom closet right here. It was thought of nothing. Just like with what's his name? I'm sorry, said his name again. For David Sterling, the former owner of the Clippers, and how the players protested, and how Adam Silver stood up with the other NBA owners and kicked him out. Why? Because the athletes are predominantly people of color. Now let's go to the WNBA with Senator Kohler, I think that's her name, Lisa Kohler. She owns part of the Dream Team. The Atlanta Dream. And she is allowed to go and say things that Black Lives Matter should not be part of politics. Should not be part of sports. Excuse me. We have been part of sport, whether voluntarily or involuntarily, since we came to this country. Early races were you pitting one of us against each other. Early boxing matches were you pitting us one against each other, sometimes to the death. And they knew it's either kill or be killed. Did all that. But yet, for the women, the amenities that you serve, that you give them, that you provide for them, in Orlando, when they initially get there, that's a level of disrespect. Without women, none of you players would be there. Some of you talk about, how my mom is the one that taught me basketball, taught me how to shoot, taught me how to do that. But yet, in sisterhood, these women that play for the Wnba, the only person I see standing up for these ladies is Kyrie Irving, even though I can't stand him on the basketball court. I applaud him for going on and donating $1.5 million to the players who can't play. Where is LeBron? Where is KD? Where are the rest of you? If every single NBA player decide in the collective bargaining agreement, because there is one coming up, that they will fund a pot in support to increase the WNBA player's salary, because you come there and enjoy the game and say, this girl is bad, and say, yes, I take my son or I take my daughter to watch because I want her to see professionals, but you don't support them behind closed doors in the politics of it all. Why? Because it doesn't impact you personally, but it impacts every female that you may know in the terms how you want your sister, your aunt, your niece, your wife, your daughter to be treated, if no matter what they chose for their profession, be played equally. Your silence speaks volumes. Your lack of support shows you are both in the same area, but not one of you are inside the bubble. Cry out saying, hey, that's wrong. LeBron said it once, but hey, has anything else been said of it? No. Adam Silver, this is where you are wrong. This is where you are lacking. This is where you have failed. Because if all lives matter, and if you're in support of equality, whether it be men, women, begin to support the WNBA. Don't think of the W in front of it, because they are part of the National Basketball Association, and you treat them less than.